Hey, the confidence trap. I'm excited about this new thing that I'm learning that I couldn't help but like share. I wanted to share and talk about some new things. This is the confidence trap. It's all about how to master your self-awareness and expertise on your journey to success. Thank you for being here, and thank you for those who are watching. Let's just get started. Let's jump in. It's all about aligning your self-awareness and emotional intelligence for a luxury lifestyle and global entrepreneurship. How does that sound? Luxury lifestyle.
Oh, very interesting.
Good.
Very cutesy and demure.
It's very
Very
cute.
much.
So the goal is to cultivate a mindset and awareness needed for personal and professional growth toward luxury and success. I'm going to go ahead and take off my video so you're not distracted. And if you can mute your audio, that'd be great. All right, here we go. Who is Dawn M. Rivers? This is me. I'm a luxury lifestyle and business coach who helps ambitious career women ready to elevate their lives, create global small businesses, and embrace a life of clarity, financial independence, and luxury. I'm the founder of the Awaken Woman Academy and the upcoming Club Awaken, which we're going to talk a little bit about that at the end of this. I'm a former school librarian, a yoga teacher since 2013, owned a yoga studio for 5 years, mentor and coached folks since 2019. I've led all kind of workshops, trainings, summits, classes, and courses to over 10,000 people over the last, let's see, I guess that would be 11 years. Oops, let me do this. We're going to talk about this confidence track, which is so interesting. I was doing some coaching, and my business coach mentioned this, and I was like, what is this thing? So, of course, if I don't know something, I'm going to do a little deep dive. And then once I learn it, I got to share it with other people. It's all from this Dunning-Kruger effect. It says like when people with limited knowledge, when they, a simpleton will say that, overestimates their abilities, while those with greater expertise, maybe they're like a college professor, may underestimate theirs. And sometimes the simpleton is really loud about who they are, what they know, and what they can do. Those with more experience or skill, they may underestimate their abilities due to a better understanding of the complexities involved. They're like, okay, if you think you go ahead, but you probably don't know. That's what this is. It's based on this phenomenon of these two psychologists, David Dunning and Justin Kruger, who it's a really interesting story. They studied this man who went into a bank to rob a bank, and he put lemon juice on his face because lemon juice helped invisible ink be invisible. I'm gonna put some lemon juice on my face, go and rob this bank. And when he got caught, he was like, how could you see me? I put the lemon juice on it. And they were like, wait, what? They looked at that and they studied some other people, and they found that people who perform poorly in a skill often lack the self-awareness. Like this dude didn't realize that folks could see him, the self-awareness, and to recognize their deficiencies. They were like, duh. But thank goodness they didn't say duh. They study other people. Say, for example, if you have three people on the stage, there's somebody who we're going to continue to say they're a simpleton. Then we have somebody in the middle. They know some things, but not everything. And then maybe there's like a college professor, and they're all talking about this topic. And the simpleton is just going on and on, so much bravado, has so much self-confidence that people are like, okay, he must be right because he's talking like he knows what he's saying. And then the professor doubts themselves. They're like, maybe I don't really know as much as I thought I knew. And then they like shy away. So that's what this Dunning-Kruger effect is. When I found that out, I said, wow, this is really interesting. Welcome, keep on coming in. Welcome to our training today. So this is like an image. When you really believe a lot, you're like, yes, I know. Like the bank robber who went in, who put the lemon juice on his face, like they're not going to see me because lemon juice makes you invisible. He's highly confident, but he really knows nothing. And then once he got caught, he was like, oh, dang it. Once we realized sometimes we don't know as much as we do, we slide down this mountain, right? Like the mountain of stupid, the peak of stupid. I was like, this is so cool. I love this. You slide down into the valley of despair and you're like, oh man, I don't really know anything. And you might be in this slump for a while because oh, hello, you're from Australia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Awesome. Thanks for being here. Nice to have you. Have you heard of the Dunning? Oh, good smile. Have you heard of this Dunning-Kruger effect? You can let us know. As you slide down this peak of stupidity into the valley of despair, you might be there for a minute. No, I know I didn't either. That's what I was talking about. I just learned this recently in my coaching. As you come up out of it, you might have a little bit of enlightenment. You're like, okay, these are the things that I do know. And these are some things that I didn't know. I'm going to come up this slope. I have some encouragement. I'm going to put some more time and effort into it. And then I get to the plateau of sustainability. Ooh, I know what I know. And there's some things that I don't know, but I'm okay with that. This happened to me when I was a school librarian about 6 years ago. I had this brilliant little 5-year-old. There were so many brilliant kids, but this one, he was so super brilliant. And I would do nonfiction like teaching. I would teach on a topic and then I would have the kids borrow books related to that topic. I think I was doing either dinosaurs and reptiles or just reptiles. I had books on my little stage and had my smart board on and I'm teaching and I said something like the Gila monster this and the Gila monster that. And the little 5-year-old was like, that's not how you say it. And I was like, yes, it is. And he was like, okay. And I said, how do you say it? And he said, it's Gila monster. I said, you know, it's not. It begins with a G. It's a Gila monster. After I do my lesson, I was like, maybe let me just double check how you say this word. I found a different book that had how to pronounce the different animals, and it was Gila monster. And I was like, I slid down the peak of stupid, peak of Mount Stupid to the valley of despair. But I didn't stay there long because I was like, you were right. I'm over here like purporting that I know what I'm talking about when I did it. That's all about this effect and learning how to get to your plateau of sustainability. Also, part of my confidence trap, I was in this space where I said, I am going to be moving into coaching. I felt really good about it after being a yoga studio owner for 5 years. And I was like, I'm going to move seamlessly into coaching. And everybody who's been a part of my community, they're going to flow over with me. And this one person said, I was here for the yoga, not for the coaching. And I was like, whoa, what? So again, I was on Mount Stupid, slid down into the valley of despair, and have slowly brought myself back up out of that into the space of sustainability, right? We all go through this. Sometimes we get stuck in this confident trap, thinking that, of course, we know what we're talking about. I want you to think about this whole session is about self-awareness and emotional intelligence. They are critical to the foundation of achieving true luxury and lasting success. While luxury is often perceived as material wealth, not necessarily, or high-end lifestyle, not necessarily, I believe that true luxury extends deeper into the personal mastery and fulfillment that comes from understanding and managing oneself. How does that sound as a definition, people? How does that sound? You can drop it in the chat. Let me know. Does that sound like, yes, I feel better? Because I know I feel better too. We're going to talk a little bit about self-awareness and this whole idea of being caught in this confident trap. Good. Yes, yes. Self-awareness is the core. I want you to think of like when you're doing exercise and you're doing lots of sit-ups and planks and things like that, your core gets strong. So does your back. You have better posture. You stand up taller. You have more strength. The core in yoga is called your Manipura chakra. This is your internal sun. You know you are. When you become aware of yourself, because I used to say, and I still do, yoga is your own growing awareness. The more that you know who you are, the stronger you are. Recognizing your strengths and weaknesses is essential. It allows you to have a clear, realistic understanding of who you are, what your strengths are, and your areas of growth. By knowing what drives you, where you excel, you can align your efforts with your unique strengths, create a path towards success that's authentic. Then also avoiding the confidence trap is all about when you're aware of yourself, right? You're not going to slide down that slope. You're not going to overestimate your abilities. You're not going to say, yeah, I know all about this. I'm going to purport to do this and that. I'm going to have this loud self-assurance, being cocky, and then when it's time to perform, you don't perform well. It's all about balancing your perspectives, and it enables you to make wiser decisions, seek feedback, and approach challenges with humility, ultimately leading to better outcomes. And then aligning with your true desires. When you have self-awareness, it helps you recognize what genuinely fulfills you. You don't want to be empty, you want to be full, you want to be filled up rather than chasing externally defined success. Remember, we talked about luxury is not necessarily material goods. Self-aware individuals like you're going to focus on goals that resonate with your values. We talk about that a lot, goals and values. And this will lead to deeper satisfaction and a sense of luxury. That's what's cool about this, both in your personal life and your professional life, and you'll feel like, I'm sustained. And then we have emotional intelligence as a mastery tool, right? Emotional intelligence, as you navigate relationships with skills, is enabling you to understand and manage your emotions while empathizing with others. Because when people think that they know everything, they're overconfident, they're going to make other people feel diminished. If you're talking so loudly, it is like this fight between you and the other person, and they just might say, never mind, you're right, I give up. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to suck the air out of every place that we go into. This is a skill that is, I think, invaluable in business. And it also builds trust. It helps you communicate more effectively and fosters positive relationships that are essential, I believe, for long-lasting success. And then, of course, when you emotionally have emotional intelligence, you can handle feedback better and you can grow. You're not crossing your eyes and sucking your teeth and arguing with somebody when they say, this is something that I think that you might need to fix or change. It's not working very well. You can accept that feedback as continuous improvement. You're like, okay, all right, they're right. I need to look at that because it's not landing well with them. They're not purchasing my offer. We're arguing and we're at a stalemate in our relationship. All of that is a part of emotional intelligence. And then, of course, resilience. When you're facing a challenge, because guess what? You are going to face a challenge. You have the ability to bounce back. Your emotional intelligence fosters resilience by helping us all manage our stress and adapt to setbacks. If you don't know something, like this little boy telling me I was wrong, you're wrong, Miss Rivers. I didn't get mad at him. We all know a teacher that maybe made us feel badly when we knew something that they didn't know. I just went over to him and I said, you know what? You were right. Thank you for teaching me something today. I could have taken that differently altogether. So I use it as a way for feedback and growth, but I also use it as a story that I could tell you today. And then if we think about luxury as a tool for mastery, whoa, okay. Beyond material success, because we've already talked about that, beyond this idea of I have to buy a bunch of stuff. No, you don't. It just means that you feel good about where you are. You spend your time in this space to grow. You're able to go beyond the material things because some people spend a whole lot of money on gadgets or clothing or experiences or whatever. And then in the end, They still haven't improved themselves. We want to go past the material success. We want to create intentional experiences as we are working with other people, as we're connecting with other folks. It needs to be intentional. We feel good about who we choose to spend our time with, right? This is the idea of you are aware of you, you have empathy, you're choosing experiences, relationships, and environments that enhance your well being. And then finally, how about being an empowered leader and having influence? I think we all want that. We want to leave a legacy for those who are around us. Because we have somebody from Australia, which is amazing, right? We realized when we had the pandemic that the walls that separated us brought us closer together. And I love that. I love that you're here today. When you're pursuing a global small business, being a global entrepreneur, you need to be self-aware. You need to have emotional intelligence, and it makes you more valuable, I think. It makes your information that you share, your offer that you share, your product that you share more valuable because people are like, oh, wait a minute. She's mastered that. Okay, she has some integrity. She's inspirational. She's leading by example. Right? How does that sound so far, ladies? I'll take a sip of water. Is that good? If anything is hitting you and is landing, I want you to drop an exclamation point. If it's really like, boom, this is so good, two exclamation points. Or you can drop one of those emojis. Okay, pardon me. All of a sudden, I got a little sniffle. How confident are you? We're going to do a little bit of rating. I want you to think about the questions that I ask, and I want you to rate yourself honestly, and I want you to put the rating inside of the chat. Are you ready for this? Drop a yes if you're ready. If you're ready, like, what is Dawn got us doing here? Okay, so how confident are you when it comes to self-discipline? From a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate your ability to follow through on commitments to yourself? Excuse me, like morning routines or daily exercise. How confident are you that you can resist distractions or temptations that prevent you from staying on track? Okay, we have a 7. How confident is the other people between 1 and 10? A 6. All right. Anybody else? I want you to reflect on identify one area where you would like to strengthen your self-discipline. When I coach my people, I tell them, let's just have a couple of goals, no more than 3 goals, because it can be overwhelming. It can be daunting. What's one area where you would like to strengthen your self-discipline? What small, achievable step can you take towards this goal? Distraction. Okay, how are you going to not be distracted? I want you to think about that. Okay, that's self-discipline. Here's the next one. Time management. Time management is all about effectively managing your time to balance like both your personal growth, activities with your daily responsibilities. To be organized. Got you, Jan. Thank you. For time management between 1 and 10, how would you rate yourself? This is how comfortable are you with setting boundaries to protect your time for personal development, such as setting aside time for reading, journaling, or exercising? What do we have here? Oh, so willpower for the other one. Time management. Rate yourself between 1 and 10. Where are you with that? We have a 7. We have a 4. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. We have, oh, how confident are you when it comes to business's financial literacy? When you have a business, if you do have one, how confident are you that you can accurately assess the financial health of your business, rated from 1 to 10? This could be things like interpreting financial reports. It could be knowing what some things are like a P&L or the difference between a gross and net profit. What do we have? Between 1 and 10. 1 and 10. I don't mean to sound diabolical. A zero. I've never done that before. I get it. Yeah, I get it. This is a part of being aware, right? Sometimes we pretend that we know and we don't. That's okay, because I got a little quiz for you. Okay, so you're gonna put A, B, C, or D in the chat. What is the difference between a gross profit and a net profit? Is it A, gross profit includes all business expenses, net profit does not? Or B, gross profit is total revenue minus direct costs. Net profit includes all expenses. C, net profit includes revenue from other income sources. Gross profit does not. Or D, they the same. A, B, C, or D. A, B, C, or D. We have a B, we have an A. Do we have any other answers in here? An A. You misread. Oh, okay, back to A. I could have misread it too. Gross profit. I'm trying to find this formula that I saved. Hold on one second, which is, I think is on my next slide, which is helpful. Oh no, I didn't save it. It is A. Okay, let's go to, oh, here we go. Here's the answer. Yes, I did put it in there. Imagine you have a lemonade stand. Gross profit, this is such a great analogy. Gross profit, let's say that you have made $20 from selling lemonade, but you spent $8 on lemon, sugar, and cups. These are the direct costs of how to make or making the lemonade. To find the gross profit, you take the money you made, $20, and subtract just the cost of making the lemonade, which is 8. Gross profit is 20 minus 8, you equal 12. Gross profit is like saying, how much did I make from selling lemonade after paying for lemons and sugar, right? And then net profit is this. And I hope this example helps you guys. Again, to the lemonade, the idea is there. Now that I think about all the other expenses, now I want you to think about all the other expenses you have. Maybe you paid $2 for a sign, $3 to rent a table. To find the net profit, you start with the gross profit, which is 12, and subtract all the other costs, $2 for the sign, $3 for the table. Net profit is 12 minus 2 minus 3 equals 7. Net profit is like saying after paying for everything, including lemons, sugar, the sign, and the table, how much did I actually keep? How much did I actually bring home? Was that helpful? Was that a helpful illustration? Yes, cool. All right. Yes, you're welcome. We got a couple more. If you think about your business expenses, if your business expenses are greater than your revenue, what does this include? Is it A, profit, B, loss, C, cash flow surplus, or D, equity? What do we have? We have no answers yet. That's okay. That's all right. Net profit or loss is the business isn't earning enough to cover all the expenses, which means there's no profit and you're actually losing money. If you have unsustainable operations, this means that you're constantly spending more than you earn, but it isn't sustainable, right? So if you have more, yes, it's a loss. It's a loss. Very good, ladies. All right, we got one more. Reality check on business finances. A business sheet, sorry, a balance sheet consists of which of the following three elements? Is it A, revenue, expenses, and cash flow? B, assets, liabilities, equity? C, profit, loss, tax deductions? Or D, capital, inventory, and sales? A, B, C, or D? I think I got an A on there. Here's a formula. It's a basic formula. The balance sheet follows this basic equation. Assets equals liabilities plus equity. The equation ensures that the balance sheet balances by showing that what the business owns, which is assets, is financed by what it owes, liabilities, plus what belongs to the owner, equity. Could be. Woo! Okay. How do you feel after we just did that? Is that okay? Is that okay? All right. I want you to think about some other stuff. You're like, am I wrong? Is it not A? Wasn't it A? Yeah, it was A. Oh, yeah. Did I say the wrong thing? No, it's B. It's assets, liabilities, and equities. Balance sheet consists of the following three because you got to balance all the things. All right. Brain strain. I know. That's okay. We're moving on. Okay. Reality check quiz. And I'll double check that because I thought that was the right answer. And you're like, okay, for self-discipline,
I was,
do
you think,
go ahead.
Dawn,
No,
that's what
go.
that was. The emoji was like, it's making me think.
Oh, it's making
I
you
wasn't questioning you. I'm questioning myself.
okay. This is all about the confidence check, right? Even if we think we're right, sometimes we're not right. Same here. And I know that, and I don't have a problem being like, let me just double check. Let me just make sure that what I thought was right. Okay, reality check, self-discipline. Do I often let my mood dictate whether I complete my planned tasks? This is a yes or no, ladies. Put it in the chat. Do you or don't you? All right. Yes, yes, and okay. If you frequently skip tasks when you don't feel motivated, it might be a sign. It may be a sign that your self-discipline needs strengthening. Building consistent routines can help you guys, you ladies, follow through even when motivation is low. Sometimes you got to do it anyway. Okay, another reality check. When I set a goal, how often do I follow through, even when it gets challenging? You said, yes, I need all of that. How often? I want you to put, yeah, all the time, sometimes, or never. When you set a goal, do you all the time follow through? Always? All right, we had always. Good. Even when it's challenging. Anyone else? Before I put this, sometimes. Okay. All right. If you tend to give up when things get tough, it might be time to reassess your approach. Breaking goals into smaller, manageable steps can help make it easier to stay disciplined and build momentum. I don't want you to feel badly about yourself. It might just be time to be like, I need to take a break. I remember years ago when I was really frustrated on doing something with my website, my son was like, Mom, take a break. He was like, let your mind rest. And I was like, oh, you're right. And he was. All right, reality check. Do I regularly say yes to things that don't align with my goals, leaving little time for what matters most? Do you usually say yes or do you say no? Nope. All right. Okay. All right, Jen. Do you say yes or no? Yes. It depends. Okay, I like that. If you often commit to activities that don't serve your goals, this can be a red flag. Strengthening your self-discipline may involve learning to say no more often to prioritize what truly matters. And I think you knew that. All right, we got time management next. How often do you feel overwhelmed by my to-do list at the end of the day? You're getting better. Yes, you are, Leslie. How often do you feel overwhelmed? Always, sometimes, or never? How often do you feel overwhelmed by your to-do list? And I hope you like my little lady who's there. Maybe. Okay. That maybe it's sometimes. Always lately. I get that. If you frequently feel overwhelmed, it might indicate that you need to work on prioritizing tasks Never have enough time. Prioritizing tasks more effectively. Setting 3 must-do tasks each day. No more than 3. No more than 3. Right? Focus on that. Okay. Woo! Shake it off. This was good. Self-awareness is a part of this, right? I want you to think about how you've just done a lot of stuff in these few minutes to become aware of where you are right now. This is all about your personal growth. Today's world has changed. Like it's not even like it was 5 years ago. True luxury goes beyond material wealth. I think it's rooted in the sense of inner richness and mastery over one's life. And that's what you're doing tonight. Luxury through mastery means attaining a level of skill and awareness that brings freedom, because when you understand finances more, you get more free. Confidence when you understand like your personal development, and then a deep sense of fulfillment, right? When you know how to manage your time, all of this kind of comes together. This form of luxury encompasses these 3 areas: personal growth, business acumen, and financial control. Each contributes to a life of balance, purpose, and genuine satisfaction. Mastery in your personal life, we've already talked about some of this before. Self-knowledge and resilience, you got to know who you are. You said, I like that. Mastery over one's life. Yes. When you feel like there's a purpose for your living, when you have continuous improvement, that's mastery. All of this is mastery, which gives you time for yourself. When we think about business, strategic thinking, leadership, because I'm sure most of you guys have some area in which you are a leader in your personal or professional life. And then resilience. Resilience is always going to be there. How do you bounce back? That's mastery. When you have mastery in all of those areas, you feel better about yourself. And then in your finances, we got to have control over our finances, period. Financial literacy and empowerment. There's so many amazing tools out there these days that will give you financial empowerment just by connecting with some of these free resources, reading books, going to workshops, and then you might have to pay after a while, and that's okay too. Intentional wealth building, as we maybe first have our savings together and then we create some wealth building strategies through stocks and bonds and things like that. And this will make us live free. They say money doesn't buy happiness, but I want you to write this down after I say it. Money gives you ease. Money gives you ease. Write it down, put it in the chat. Money gives you ease. It doesn't buy you happiness, but it gives you ease. Yes, it does. Don't nobody want a hard life. We want an easier life. Money gives you ease. Yes, one more time. Money gives you ease. Is that landing better for you? I hope it did. Do you feel ready for real progress, but aren't sure how to break out of the same old? It's the same. I feel like I'm stuck in the same routines, feeling stuck and going in circles, lack of confidence and direction, maybe challenges with consistency and self-discipline, desire for a luxury lifestyle, but limited tools and knowledge. Do you feel ready? Put a yes in the chat if you feel ready. Next question. Oops, it went too fast. Do you feel, oh no, I said that. Okay, this is next. Are you ready for clear steps to take your life from just getting by to thriving? Yes, yes, I got yeses in there. The clear path forward is my new offer to you. It's called Club Awakened. It has a structured roadmap. I've been working on it behind the scenes. I've been thinking about people like, I got to put this together. It is a place for you to have a community of other people who are confident, right? Not necessarily cocky, but they're confident. You have other like-minded people on the same journey with you. Tools for self-discipline and consistency with weekly trainings, personal growth challenges, accountability support. Club Awaken empowers members to develop the self-discipline they need to stay on track. And then, of course, always resources, because I was a school librarian. I'm going to share some resources with you folks, always. It provides a wealth of knowledge on personal development, wealth creation, time management, and emotional intelligence. Do you dream of living with freedom, right? Abundance, right? Purpose, but wish that you had the tools to make this happen? If so, I want you to put a yes in the chat because I need to know yes or no. What we got going? Yes or no? Then I want you to think about this from confusion to clarity, from hesitation to confidence, from struggle to flow. Remember, we just talked about ease. Flow is ease. Members will go from feeling uncertain about their next steps to having clear, actionable steps on this path forward. Through Club Awaken supportive community empowered content, members will start to believe in their own potential, like you did tonight after we took these quizzes. With practical tools and guidance, members can break free from procrastination and finally develop the habits needed for growth and fulfillment. I got a couple more questions for you. Do you dream of living with freedom, abundance, and purpose, but wish you had the tools to make it happen? Is that a yes or no? Let me know. From freedom to have like more of what you want. We don't want to go by. We don't just be like, oh, I'm just getting by. It's okay. I did enough. You want to have this luxury living, this luxury lifestyle. Club Awaken is not just about addressing immediate challenges, but about crafting a lifestyle of freedom, of joy, of intentional living. Members will gain the tools to live with purpose and enjoy a luxurious life on their own terms. Ooh, I love it. Members will go from feeling uncertain to knowing their next steps, having a clear plan to go on to follow this actionable path. And then through the club, they'll have this community that I keep talking about, the supportive community, and have empowering content that you can start with right now on my own terms. I love it. Yes. Do you dream of living with freedom and abundance and purpose, but wish you had the tools to make it happen? Yes or no? Do you dream that? I know I was dreaming. I'm like, this is what I need. I build because I am you are me and we are we. I build what I wish I would have had. I build based on what people have said. I build on yes and yes. I build on what I know we need to have. From struggle to flow, from to ease, ladies, with practical tools and guidance, you can break free from procrastination and finally develop the habits needed for growth and fulfillment. From simply getting by to luxury living, right? We just talked about that. It's all about this luxury living, intentional living. Okay, let's go back to this role of emotional intelligence after we got ourselves hyped up. I want you to think about that self-awareness and overconfidence, they can be two sides of the same coin. If you understand where you are in this and how you respond to things and your abilities, you can even it out. You can create balance, right? We want to continue to be open to feedback, open to ideas, open to growth, open to change. Because if we don't, we'll just stay stuck. I want you to think about creating your own plan, your own action plan. And these are some suggestions that I have for you. Your personal action plan would be to identify your areas of overconfidence, because maybe it is just the bravado that is protecting you because you didn't feel like people were listening. Or maybe it is you trying to have folks see you differently than you really are. And you're like saying, no, I'm good at this. No, I know. You know how when you tell somebody, they be like, oh, I know. And you're like, okay, never mind. You don't want to be that person. And we've talked about this in my coaching over and over. You got to set SMART goals. They are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You can't have it nebulous and then you never do it. It's got to have a time stamp on it. And then I want you to create this luxury mindset, right? Ah, luxury. It's all about continuously learning and mentorship and humility on your path. Ah, the luxury of true confidence. Woo! How does that sound? The luxury of true confidence. Not being trapped and being overly confident, but being in a space where you're like, you know what? I feel good about myself. Achieving mastery across your personal growth, your business, your finances creates a luxurious lifestyle that is holistic because we're tapping into three areas. It's holistic and fulfilling. I hope you're smiling because I'm over here smiling behind the camera. When these areas are balanced, because they can be. Some people don't think balance is true. I'm like, look at nature. Nature knows how to balance itself. Can we? When they are in balance, you will experience the ultimate luxury, living with purpose, having confidence, and having freedom. This is luxury that cannot be bought. It cannot be bought because you earned it through commitment to your self-improvement. You earned it through learning. You earned it through intentional growth. Each area that you're going to be working on masters your strength. Because you have to think about like when you're working out, you don't just do one part of your body. You want to work out all aspects of your body. Everything is balanced and strong. This will allow you to have the life that feels richly layered and deeply rewarding. How are we feeling, ladies? I got some resources for you, but I need to know how you feeling first. How are you feeling? I'll find my resource to share with you. Tell me how we're doing, how we're doing. You love all of this. Thank you. Yay. How else are we doing? All right, guys. Sometimes are you doing anyone with the link? How else are we doing, folks? You look forward to living a luxurious life. I feel like it's possible to get past the current state I'm in. Yes. I have some resources for you. I'm going to drop that in the link in the chat in just a minute. But here are some books on this cognitive bias. That's what it's called, a cognitive bias. The idea of you being trapped in this overly confident space. I just have to keep going. That's right. Here are some books for you. Think Fast and Thinking Fast and Slow. The Invisible Gorilla. You are not so smart. Actually, the full title is really cool, but I'm going to share that in a second. Peak, The Confidence Game, Misbehaving, and Rethinking Positive Thinking. Whoa, how about those titles? Any other questions or thoughts? I'm so excited you were here tonight. Thank you for being here. You could also drop in the chat any other questions before we leave, and I can look at that as I close things up. Make sure you click on the link to get to the free resource that I made for you that has the books, because I like to share books with people. It's a part of who I am. Any final thoughts? You loved it. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you were all here. Okay, I'm going to say good night. And I'll see you soon. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. You're welcome.